Welcome everybody to my first full audio YouTube video, and I thought no better way to start out than with a review of Madden 19. I'm a huge Steelers fan. Antonio Brown on the cover. I've been playing Madden since I was 4 years old on the Nintendo, PlayStation 1, so on. 20 years later, I'm still playing Madden. I'm still getting it every year. It's literally installing on my PS4 right now. About to play it on the 4K HDR TV. Really going to put it to the test. And so what you're seeing right now is the game that they make you play while you're waiting for the game to install, essentially. Which is it turned out to be pretty good because I got to get a good feel of what the new system is offering. And the new system is super smooth, and anybody who's played Madden year over year over year over year will notice the difference in the gameplay. Running the ball is a little more challenging, but it's a little more realistic. What you're seeing here is me getting into the franchise mode. I did play some online. The online system very smooth. Usually the last few years it started out and the systems were very slow, glitchy. This year, first week of having it, it's very smooth. I decided to create my own coach. In an offline franchise. That's usually how I start out every year. Get an offline franchise, get a good feel of the game, get a good feel of the rosters. My favorite way to do it is do a fantasy draft. I'm a Steelers fan. Antonio Brown, my favorite guy. Big Ben, been a fan of his for a while. So I created my own coach. I'm starting at the fantasy draft. I'm gonna draft a random team. I lucked out pretty good, as you'll see here in just a minute. The franchise mode, it's not entirely different for anybody who's looking to get a big change from last year. Visually, the menus and everything look different. But what you do, how you do it, you get a character, whether it's a player, a coach, an owner, you go through it. It's a lot of the same things from last year. And they just moved the menu around. The graphic of your coach there in the background, that's pretty cool. I enjoyed that a lot. I was able to draft Antonio Brown first. It was pretty awesome to be able to get him. I actually got Gronk a few picks later. I'm not going to show you the entire draft I did, but I was able to get Gronk. Picked up Dak Prescott and some. So to continue with the review, the game didn't change, gameplay-wise. Actually, if you look, I'm losing 27-0. First touchdown finally scored to Gronk. The game's definitely a big upgrade in the gameplay. Last year was really cool. The online play, like I mentioned, was really, really, really good. The servers, no issues. I didn't have any, at least. I had decent Wi-Fi as well, so that might have helped. But still, the game, like I said, the gameplay is really just a step up. Franchise mode, you're not going to get anything real different out of it than you did last year. Whether you're an owner, player, coach. I had a rough time playing against the Cleveland Browns. Remember, it was fantasy draft, so I don't even know who their defensive players were. But I'm trying to make a comeback here. I was down, as you saw before, 27-0. I'm trying. I'm definitely not giving up on this. It was only my second game that I played so far but I've been playing Madden since I was 5 years old, like I said. So the growth of the game over the years has definitely stepped up. But this was definitely the year that I was hoping they would do a little bit more. Maybe bring back the whole. I like the concept of long shot and a storyline, but like what they used to do, with superstar mode, where you were in a dorm and then you went to like an apartment, and then you went to a nice loft. So maybe they can do something like that next year. Get a little more interactive with your own character instead of one of theirs. So, but that's it this time. I'm going to do a long shot review later.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
What you're looking at here is actually my first online gameplay that I had. I just wanted to show everybody like how smooth it really was. And again, I mean, for people who are picking up Madden for the first time, which I doubt too many of you are, especially if you're watching this, not too many people want to see a Madden review, unless you're trying to compare it to what they played last year. Last year's game was just very, outside of long shot, it just was not very different than any other Madden. And like I said, this year's is not much different either outside of the gameplay. The gameplay is definitely impressive. Online, again, very smooth for what it's worth. You know, long shot was short, to say the least. You know, this year, you know, the first clip I did before I played all of long shot. I've played all of long shot now. By the time I'm doing the second audio clip, so you know, again, long shot I thought was really good. Again, just really short. So anybody really looking forward to long shot, just expect like a good movie is going to be my only response. So I'm not going to spoil anything, obviously. I'm not real great on like doing any type of number reviews. If I had to like give a review on franchise mode overall as a whole, I'd still give it a thumbs up, just because they did a little bit different stuff with the graphics and the coaches, and the owners and the players. You know, and the online portion of franchise mode is really cool. So, I mean, being able to play with, you know, other players and other friends, that part has been really cool. But as far as the, you know, the menus and the gameplay and what you actually do, nothing's really changed. You know, Madden is still Madden is still Madden. I feel like they're kind of stuck. You know, if I had to give my personal opinion on like what else to do, like a pre-order pack. You know, the Hall of Fame pack came with a lot of points for like online and like drafting Hall of Famers and stuff. And not to say that that's not cool, you know, because I mean it really is. But I feel like a game that's been around for as long as it's been around, 30 years or so, dude, they could do more. They could seriously do more. So, like I said, I would really love to see next year's Madden 20. I don't think they'll do Madden XX. I think they'll just do Madden 20, because they already did XX for the 20-year anniversary. The online mode, again, nothing really that spectacular. But, again, for people who've been playing this year over year, I can tell you now, you're going to love the gameplay. You're going to love to sit down and play a game and be like, wow, there's not a whole bunch of glitches in this game. Not to say that there aren't any glitches, but to say that the amount of glitches, and they've polished this game really nice. I feel like that's what this game really is a combination of the last 4 years. They've just really just polished the last 4 years. The running is really smooth. The passing is really smooth. Kicking's even gotten a little better. You know, you can actually choose if you want to use the stick or if you want to use X or A on Xbox. So, like I said, right now you're watching me play online. So, long shot, like I said, you know, I'll give it a thumbs up. If you know, want to watch a good 3-4 hour movie. Franchise mode is franchise mode. They changed the graphics, they changed the scene, and I threw an interception there. That was great. Boy, anybody who wants to play online against me, you got me beat. You know, if someone who's been playing it as long as I have, you'd think I'd be better at it, but the next piece of the review, I mean, like I said, franchise mode, online, gameplay, great. there's really not too much else, I mean, to really cover about the game. I mean, I would say the roster updates, I actually think are really, really accurate and really, really good. You know, because normally you would just get like an offensive lineman and they would just have some generic statistic in there, but they're actually having people who work for EA watching the linemen of teams and the receivers of teams, and like they're putting more effort into these roster updates. So big effort by them. I'm very happy with that. Very pleased. So if I had to give, you know, a score between like 1 to 10 on the overall quality of the game, you know, I would say a 7.5 out of 10. I'd say the gameplay is a good 9 out of 10. You know, I mean, it's very solid, maybe even a 9.4. It isn't perfect, but it's definitely better than any other year. Franchise mode, you know, I'd say a 5 out of 10, just because it's not fresh. You know, just the menu setups, you know, are really about it. You know, playing online, I'd give a good 7 to 7.5. I'll stick it right in the middle. To be honest, online, it's such a big step up. Again, but they didn't do anything huge with the online features, you know, because you could already play with your friends, 2 people on one team. That's not really new, you know, because there's not very much you could do online with, you know, with Madden, and I get that. That's why I think they should focus a little bit more on what people can do when they play on their own, as opposed to playing, you know, online. You know, people play online still, and they play a lot, but they just do one-on-one, and that's why the gameplay is such a big step up. If you want to sit down, you want to play a game with your buddy, you know, you're going to college in New York, and he's going to college in California. You two want to sit down and play some Madden 19, man. This year is the year to do it. You know, you have halfway decent internet. The servers are going to be good. The game is going to be good. You're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy it. And you're not going to put your controller through a screen this year because the game is actually pretty smooth. I mean, you're watching it up there. It's not stopping. It's not glitching. I mean, my internet's not even like blazing speed. I mean, it's like 50 to 70 download, you know, megabits per second. You know, so it depending on the time of day. So good little interception there. I'll end the video on that. I ended up losing the game 6 to nothing. Sorry. And again, really cool game. Again, just not too many huge updates that are blowing anybody away. I would expect to probably see people buy this on Black Friday for, I'm gonna guess, you know, 25 to 30 bucks. I don't see this game being any more than 30 bucks on Black Friday. I mean, it's worth 25, 30 bucks, to be fair. I used a birthday coupon to buy it pre-owned 2 days after it released. Somebody traded it in 2 days after, and I walked into a GameStop and said, hey, do you guys have it pre-owned? Because I had a coupon, 20% off. So Elite Pro, I mean, I bought it for like $35. So I'm not entirely disappointed at all because I didn't spend all that much. Another interception, man. I'm telling you, this was just an ugly couple of games. But I don't mind showing it because it was really fun. It was really fun. So thank you for watching. I know it's a little bit of rambling in there, but I really just want to get my point across that, you know, I would buy this game if it's on sale, or if you can get it. I wouldn't buy it for 60 bucks, is all I'm saying. So just letting everybody know, if you can get it for less, I'd wait for a sale. So thank you. Have yourself a great night, day, afternoon, and I will see you next time.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. Being chased out left. Room here to run. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.